Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, September 9th. From the San Antonio Express News, my name is Luis Vasquez, and this is your Express Briefing. All of the stories you need to know to start your day. You can expect mostly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and a chance of thunderstorms in San Antonio today. Many San Antonio students went back to classrooms yesterday. Very different classrooms. Alia Malik, Krista Torova, and Andres Picon were there to cover the milestone. Between in-person learning and a long holiday weekend, officials are holding their collective breath to see whether San Antonio will experience another spike in novel coronavirus cases. But it won't be evident for at least another 2 to 3 weeks. The total number of cases in Bexar County stands at 47,736. And now let's move on to our top stories for the day. Luby's Incorporated said Tuesday that its board voted September 4th to liquidate its businesses and distribute any proceeds to investors. The company, which traces its roots to 1947 and was for decades a Texas dining staple, said it would liquidate its restaurant businesses, real estate, and the company's culinary contract service business. The company said it hoped to see between $92 million and $123 million in proceeds from the liquidations. Amanda Drain has the full story. You can find it at the link in this episode's description. By the time details of Army Specialist Vanessa Guillen's disappearance and death had fully emerged, there was little doubt a shakeup was coming at Fort Hood. Multiple investigations were being launched, and the media spotlight was relentless as Guillen's family and a universe of sexual assault and harassment victims accused the Post itself, its attitude in response to sexual misconduct, of being the reason Guillen was killed. Now, the Army has brought in a new commander to lead Fort Hood. 2 U.S. House subcommittees will now look at the Post's leadership, discipline, and morale. A woefully inadequate national supply of remdesivir, the drug used to treat novel coronavirus-infected patients during the summer surge of cases in San Antonio, left hospitals and doctors having to ration its use, according to an infectious disease expert on Tuesday. Outlying hospitals, especially those in rural areas, had even less access to the drug. Find out what it means for the Alamo City and others at the link in this episode's description. 2 years ago, Jerry Jones' directive was plain and his words were too. Our policy is you stand at the anthem, the Dallas Cowboys owner said in 2018, toe on the line. But the national mood has changed since then, and so has Jerry Jones' language. And taking a political stand is not the business disaster that Jones might have thought it would be 2 or 3 years ago. Columnist Mike Finger gives his take in his latest column. To keep our readers up to date on the path of COVID-19, the Express News has built a dashboard of interactive graphics showing the spread of the virus in the San Antonio area, in Texas as a whole, and across the United States. We've also created an interactive map of San Antonio for COVID-19 testing sites that don't require a doctor's referral. You can find a link to the dashboard and the interactive map in this episode's description. Next up are your need-to-know headlines. You can find all of these headlines and more inside your Express News subscription. Mayor Ron Nirenberg's economic recovery plan that requires voter approval of continuing a 1/8 cent sales tax could help improve the health of residents in areas that have the highest coronavirus death rates in the city. The redevelopment of the East Side's Friedrich complex is moving forward. Plans call for 347 apartments. SeaWorld Entertainment Incorporated is laying off 242 employees at its 2 San Antonio parks in a cost-cutting move to cope with the falling attendance precipitated by the pandemic. From Michael Taylor, quote, "The hotel business has never been worse than it is right now. After a period of not paying their debts, some owners face the existential threat of losing their properties and maybe more." When it opens in the spring, the Mission Surgery Center will be the only Medicare-accredited ambulatory surgery center south of downtown San Antonio. Practices for fall sports in UIL classes 6A and 5A, along with TAPS, began in earnest this week for most San Antonio area schools. When UTSA opens the year against Texas State on Saturday, the Roadrunners may be without players because of COVID-19 contact tracing or the need to be cleared by a cardiologist following a positive antibody test. San Antonio-based Whataburger announced Tuesday it is now the official burger of the Dallas Cowboys, the first time the burger chain has been named the official burger of an NFL team. It's one of the most stately mansions in the King William Historic District, with immaculately manicured gardens outside and thousands of artworks, antiques, and collectibles lining the walls and filling the shelves in the colorful rooms inside, and it's open to the public once again. San Antonio's annual World Heritage Festival launched Tuesday despite the pandemic with a series of in-person and virtual activities through Sunday to celebrate the city's 5 historic mission sites. The Express News editorial board writes, quote, "Getting a flu shot belongs at the top of the to-do list during the COVID-19 pandemic." One Houston home offers nearly 5,000 square feet of modern living and a backyard pool for a relative steal. So why did it spend over 2 years on the market? Andrew Dessler, a leading climate scientist in Texas, says the answer should serve as a warning to the rest of the state. Polly's Pets opened May 6, 1976 as a 1,200 square foot shop in a strip mall off Universal City's Pat Booker Road. You can find the full story as the pet store patriarch looks to the future in this episode's description. Pesto Ristorante opened its 3rd location, taking over the former downtown home of Bella on Houston, which closed earlier this year. Jacob and Sienna Tabora will leave their Converse home for 2 weeks later this month while it undergoes a home renovation project courtesy of the Military Makeover with Montel television series. The fall TV season will be predictably leaner this year because of COVID-19 related production halts in the spring and summer. Gene Jackal has 12 new fall 2020 TV shows to watch during a season upended by the coronavirus. And that's all for today. This was your Express briefing for Wednesday, September 9th. My name is Luis Vasquez. Please consider becoming an Express News subscriber to get in-depth coverage on all the stories you heard today. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast inside of your Apple Podcast app as it really helps the show. Have a wonderful day, everyone.